Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Shiana. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing an honest review and tutorial of a new Morphe eyeshadow palette, which a lot of you should probably already know because it's been out for a little while. But if you don't, it is the Morphe 25L Live in Color palette. For this palette, and as you may know as well, it is Pride Month. So Morphe decided to come out with a Pride palette specifically for the month of June. A rainbow palette, which I will show you. This palette has 25 shades. It is retailing for $20 on Morphe's website. And for the month of June, since it is Pride Month, they have partnered with the Trevor Project. And for the month of June, all of their proceeds, 100%, is going to the Trevor Project. And if you don't know what the Trevor Project is, I'm going to give you the rundown of what they have on Morphe's website, so you can just better understand the Trevor Project, the world's largest suicidal prevention and crisis intervention organization for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning LGBTQ youth. So if you purchase this palette during this month, all of your money will be going towards that project. So that is the rundown of the palette and the eyeshadows. So now we're going to get into this look. This is the look that I created with this eyeshadow palette. If you are interested in how I got this look and my honest opinion on using this palette, then just keep on watching. All right guys, so I don't even know what look I want to try to do with this palette because there's just an endless amount of ideas that are like flowing through my head right now. But I do have one in particular that I want to try out that I haven't done. I will say there's a huge variety of shades in this palette. I do think a few of them could have been a little bit more brighter, but I want to say that's probably what makes it different. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and carve out my eyebrow and then prime my eyelid. To carve out my brow, I'm using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Medium Tawny. Now to prime my eyes, I'm using my Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas in the shade Create. So you should already know we're doing a rainbow look, so don't even question it. In this palette, for the first shade, I'm gonna be using Truth is the name. Yeah, I'm gonna be packing Truth directly into my crease. Yep. But it is going on like a dream. And I don't know what brush this is, but this is what it looks like. I purchased this from my local TJ Maxx like years ago, and I just never stopped buying brushes from TJ Maxx ever since then. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna go in with, and it did have some kickback from going in there real hard. Now I'm gonna go with Sexuality. It's this really, really bright pink shade right here. It doesn't seem like this purple and this pink is wanting to blend together that well. idea why, but it's like just in that one little spot, it seems like. It's just kind of like laying on top versus blending together. But we'll keep working. All right, next I'm gonna try to mix Pride and Sunlight together, because that's Pride and that's Sunlight. Because this orange is not bright at all, so it's more like a peachy orange versus orange. But you know, that's why you have primary colors, so you can blend and work and mix and create your own shade. All right, so that wasn't working. We're gonna go in back with that same eyeshadow brush that I've been using to create this color, because there we go. Going in with Truth, and then I think I'm gonna add a little bit of the black to Truth, because I want it to be deeper than just purple. Adding a little red, because I kind of want more of a burnt-er purple. All right, so I'm taking Truth, Life, and NYC, and this is going directly in to my crease. I do feel like these shadows work better when you pack them in. That's what it seems like. So now I'm just blending all these shadows together as well as I possibly can. All right, now I'm going to carve my crease, and I'm gonna be using the same cut crease canvas eyeshadow base for my crease. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I'm gonna mix Sunlight with a little bit of Nature, because I want it to be a little more on the brighter yellow side. All right, now that I've applied yellow, I'm gonna now go in with Nature and just do yellow, green, and blue. I'm gonna go in with Nature next, and then I'm gonna mix Peace and Make Magic on the outer part. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with Liberation. It's this white shimmery shade. And I'm gonna put this all in my inner corner. All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye with the same steps. I am gonna try a different technique though, because with the way the purple turned out, I'm gonna start with the orange. Going in with the yellow. All right, now I'm taking Sexuality. And I'm bringing Sexuality all the way in. Alright, and now I'm gonna pack Truth into my inner crease. That is one thing that these shadows do not do, is blend into each other. What the fuck? I mean, you see this. Do y'all see this? Or shall I zoom in so you can see this? This is, no. I'm gonna have to go in with my Lick and Lash Playful palette because I just can't. These shadows fucking suck. Oh man. Okay, now that I have done all of that I can with my eyes, being that said, I'll explain later. I'm gonna move on to my face and let's get finished. Alright, so this is the finished look, guys. I do like the way it came along. The process of it, I did not like. Let's just hop right into my honest opinion about this palette. I love the concept. I love the theme. I love what it is for. All of that. But when it actually comes down to the quality of the eyeshadow palette, I will give this palette a 6 out of 10. Being because the eyeshadows did not blend well together, and I know how to blend. It really just boils down to the quality of this palette is not like their other palettes. They're very chalky, powdery, and the base that I use is the base that I use with all of my eyeshadows, including other Morphe palettes. So it's not the brand. It is just, I feel like this palette, you do have to use the right kind of brushes for this palette, because if not, it's gonna ruin the entire look. Like, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that hard to use a palette. And I love Morphe, and I like the concept, and I like the shadows, and I love the palette itself, but the actual eyeshadows I'm not a huge fan of. It didn't work for me. It did not. Also, what I will say is the palette doesn't have a matte blue, which is a downfall for me. Yeah, it has 4 shades of blue shimmers, but not a single matte blue shimmer. And you can't make blue because blue's primary color, so that's also hard as well. Personally, this wouldn't be a palette that I would gravitate towards if I were to try it prior to buying it, because I just had too many complications on trying to make it work. It shouldn't be like that. Honestly, feel like my original 35B palette, which I'll show y'all. So this is my original 35B palette. This is the old one, like the very old one. If you can even see, the packaging is old. And it's scratched up as well. Ignore that. But this palette right here, like, I would definitely still pick this palette up and still use it over this one. This one's like 3 years old, maybe 4, but I've had that for that long and I will still pick this one over this one. I have never been disappointed with Morphe, and this was probably the first time I wasn't as pleased as I normally am. And I hate to say that. I would probably still use this palette. It won't be a palette I'll gravitate towards first because I have plenty of other rainbow palettes. Like this one is just one that I have. This is my original that I have. I also have the Juvia's Place Zulu. I have the Rivera, the BH Weekend palette. I have my Lick and Lash Playful palette, which is plenty of colorful, vibrant shades. And I don't have that problem. And that's my honest opinion. Like, I'm not bashing the brand, whatever. I'm just saying the quality could have been a little bit better. And that's all I have to say. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you have taken in everything that I have said. And if you have any questions, of course, you already know, just comment down below and I am always willing to answer, but I am not willing to answer the same question over and over again. So make sure you scroll through the comments. That happened on my last video. A lot of people asked me the same question. So just make sure you read, guys. And if you haven't already through this entire video, just go ahead and hit that nice red button down below that says subscribe. And if you also will, guys, like this video and share this with your friends so they can see it as well, because I did enjoy creating this look. It just wasn't what I expected with this palette. With that being said, that is all for this tutorial and this review. I do hope you guys have a great one and I will see you in my next video. Bye.